Well, good morning. Welcome back. Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all this morning? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you got more sleep than I have. That would be a good thing. So it's Saturday morning. Actually, my weekend off. I don't always shave on my weekend off, but this morning, a really good buddy of mine is a preacher where I go to church and all. I met him at work, and I go to a church there, and they're having a group of the men going out to eat breakfast this morning at the unimaginable hour of 7:45. That's 07:45 because it's early in the morning. This is just when I usually get to sleep good, so I didn't get much sleep last night. Went out and did a normal 2.5-ish, 3-mile walk, and I may have got an hour, but anyway, neither here nor yonder. So someone the other day had asked about a travel setup, and I have one that I keep packed all the time in a bag ready to go, and I pointed them over to Toast. That's the originalsafety2.com. That's all one word, the original safety, the number 2.com. That's our little forum for single edge and injector razors. So there I go. I got that into the video already. So and anyway, the kit I have is it's a World War II issued set, and they call it the Model G3. That's what's on the end of the cardboard shipper. And I was going to show the cardboard shipper, and I don't know where it got off to, so it's no real big deal. But the razor comes in this little, neat little nifty plastic box, and you slide the top open on it, and you've got the razor head and the handle, and keep a box of blades in there. I've got treats in here. What I do on the one I carry, I've actually got an old a vintage gym razor blade box that I put modern blades in, so that's the one I use. This is one I picked up when I see them and can pick them up fairly cheap on eBay. I get them. I've given a ton of these things away. Matter of fact, the last big PIF I did, which is a pay it forward, we do that a lot on the shaving forums. Had one of these in the set, a really nice one. So I got this one the other day. I want to shave with it, make sure it does okay, although I'm sure it's going to. So in keeping with the travel razor theme, I'm just going to kind of use a travel setup this morning. Now, I have my travel VDH glycerin shave stick that I made in the chapstick tube. Works really well, and that's what I made that for, was a travel. But also, I have some of these little containers that I pick up at the local evil Walmart, and they do really nice to put a little shaving cream in, and they're nice and light, and they seal really good so they don't leak and carry on, so they're really good for this. This particular one is Derby lavender cream, and Derby creams are dirt cheap, and they're a really good cream, so there we go with that. When you travel, a synthetic brush is really great. They dry quicker. You don't have to soak them. It's just, to me, a really good thing to travel with a synthetic brush. This particular brush was reknotted, and I got it. It was one of the members, or still is a member, over at Toast. Garden PW did this one, and I rehomed it. And it's just a vintage brush handle that he sanded down and did some stuff to, and then he put a Maggards Tuxedo knot in it, and it's a really nice brush, one of my favorite little brushes. So when you travel, synthetic brush is really good. And when I travel with it, I usually put it in an old medicine case that I've drilled some holes in so it gets air, and I can fit the brush and the little shave stick in there if I so desire. And then when you pack that along with the little kit here, it all packs really nice into your bag to go with. And I have a little bottle, a little snap lid on it. This is a Pinaud Special Reserve, also known as Indiana Jones, because this is, it's just Indiana Jones. It's got the whole leather jacket, fedora, smoky smell to it. It's just, if you haven't used Pinaud Special Reserve, you're missing out, because it is good stuff. So since I was off work last night, I haven't shaved since the other morning, so it's going to be a good little bit to knock off there. I don't know where all that gray looking stuff is coming from. I guess some sneaks in and paints it at night or something like that. That's all I can come up with. Best I can do. I don't know. Go to the barber, you know, they don't clean everything off, so all of a sudden all this gray hair, everything, while he's cutting hair. Oh, we don't know where all that comes from, but anyway. So here we go. We're going to do our normal little prep of wipe the face down. Prep. If you want to go into all the deal of the hot towels and knock yourself out, but you know, part of the ritual. It's fun, and I'm a ritual type, so it's quite okay. Now what I'm going to do, I've got a couple day old PAL super blade that I'm going to use instead of opening up one of those treats. I'll leave them in there for that razor. And again, to load a 1912, you just flip it up, center the blade in there so that it comes under the blade stops on the ends there, and then there you go. And like I said, I haven't shaved with this one yet, so we're going to see how it does, but I think it's going to be great. These are usually, like my favorite, what I call my favorite 1912 is one of these Bakelite handled heads. And then I've got that same head on a baton handle, and that's also a really good razor if you haven't tried that sometime. So let's see if we can make this work. What I'm going to try to do is with the little soap container, I think I can just dip the end of the brush in some water here, because like I said, no need to soak a synthetic. And I was going to see if I could get enough soap on the brush just by working it on top of this little container, and I think I can without making too big a mess. You could easily just scoop some out with your finger, smear it on the end of the brush or on your cheeks, and then whatever. I do that with creams also. But I think if we just, oh yeah, that's going to load plenty of soap in the brush. Derby cream is really good, especially, I hate to say something's good for the price, but because, you know, a lot of times people come up, well, no, it's really good for the price. Well, it's good anyway. And I think that's what Derby is. It's a good soap, good cream. I don't know about the Derby soap. I've never used the actual Derby soap in the tub, but the creams are really good. The lavender has got a really nice lavender scent to it. The lemon is a favorite of mine. Someone the other day had shaved with some Derby lemon, and I don't remember who it was, so whoever it was, sorry, I don't remember. But anyway, I think I commented on their YouTube video about the Derby. I need to get some more of the lemon. And a tube lasts a long time because you don't have to use a whole lot of it. And that's another thing, folks, is you don't have to make buttercream when you're putting shaving lather on. Really, you don't. Seems like people want to make their lather like it's coming out as canned goo with all the piles of lather and stuff. Like, really? We're not making buttercream. We're not icing a cake. No buttercream. Huh? Alright. 6:45 in the morning on no sleep. That's the best rant I can do. Sorry, I'll do better next time. But yeah, looky there. And Derby does a really good job, loaded up on the end of the brush. And you'll notice, even though it is in a small container, we didn't make a big mess or anything. You know, I love, another thing I like, and some of the guys from over at the Shave Den, if they read this, they'll give me crap on it, because they're always complaining about, well, boy, that was such a little container, I couldn't. You couldn't what? You know, it doesn't take a huge tub to make lather. Look at that. No big mess, no big mess. Didn't sling stuff on the wall. Imagine that. I need more coffee. Hold that thought. Okay, we're back. We're back. Alright. So, here we go with the, it's a 1912 obviously, but they call it the Model G3. That's what's on the Let's see. Alright. Whatever. It's a 1912. Bakelite handle. It's got the light head. This brass, as near as I can tell. But I love these things. It's absolutely my favorite. I love the all of them, obviously. The heavier handles and the shorter handles. I don't think the weight of the handles and the weight of the heads. I hear people all the time talking about how much the weight of the razors. Whatever. There's nothing harder about shaving with a heavier razor than there is about shaving with a lighter razor. It doesn't go through the stubble better, yada 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 yada. That's another thing about the modern razors. Everybody, oh yeah, they machine them and they're heavier and it's a lot. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, well, this one's not a bad razor. Doesn't feel like there's anything bent on it. Now that being said, I have gotten one before that it wasn't one of these, but it was one of the regular, and I don't have an example here, but it's one of the ones with the heavier handle on it. But anyway, the head had been damaged. You put a blade in and there was no blade gap at all. The comb here had been bent, and I don't know if you could fix that. I knew it wasn't really worth trying, so I ended up just round filing that one. What do they call that? File 82. But anyway, I round filed it. I didn't mess with it. There's too many of them around. They're not really that hard to find. So you can have a head that doesn't shave good. I think it's Ordinary Shaver has a Damascene that's actually got a warped head on it, but he says it still shaves good. So that's all that counts. These old razors are just built like tanks. That's another thing that gets me. Another little bitty kind of side rant here is people who like the modern razors because they're built so much better and they're closer to. It's like I got razors here that are well over 100 years old, and they still shave just as good as they did the day they were made. Build quality. You want to talk to me about build quality? Like, really? If you want to go pay a whole bunch of money for something like that, knock yourself out. But don't try to tell me it's justified by build quality. As an example, no, I'm not going to use that example because I don't want to mention an unmentionable in this particular video. So, but I'll tell you an example. Is some of the original auto strops. Not the valet, but the original auto strops. I got some of them, and man, they are nice. They're built heavy. They're silver plated, and literally, it's just like the day they came out of the factory. I've got an A1 and an A2, and boy, it's just really nice. So, you know, if you like the modern stuff, knock yourself out. I prefer vintage. All the modern stuff I have is stuff that was given to me. I'm glad to say. Alright, well, that was my modern razor rant. And while I was ranting, got through with a second pass there. Well, that's really nice. And I noticed when I was doing it that I didn't exactly get all the way across the grain as I was going across. But whatever I did, you can't get a much better shave than that. So whatever I did was quite okay. Don't get too hung up in things. It's just shaving. It's not rocket science. It's That's a lot more important, man. As Homer Simpson once said, money cannot buy you happiness. It can buy you cigars, and that's pretty much the same thing. I think I can count for razors too. All right. Generic witch hazel. Very generic. Nothing fancy. Get a good splash of it on. So we're going to hit up our regular area where we normally would have a little touch up in front of the ears and down here kinda. We'll come under the neck down here and all the old loose skin. The older I get, the looser it gets, I've noticed. But you know, getting older beats the alternative, so it's alright. I don't mind getting a little older. Now, matter of fact, I really don't mind getting older. I don't mind getting a lot older. Thank you very much. Not going to bother me at any of them. There we go. First time use of that razor, very successful. I love that razor style. It packs away into a neat little kit. I find them hunt around, and when I find one kind of cheap, I pick it up. They've got a couple on there right now that are a little over what I'd pay for them. They've got one that looks really minty for about 35 bucks that actually may be worth the money. It may not be there too much longer. We'll see. We're going to finish up with the good old Pinaud Special Reserve, also known as the Indiana Jones aftershave. Someone else started that. I stolinated it, by the way, just for truth in advertising. Oh, that's so nice. Such a nice scent. That's going to be really good today. There we go. That's my early morning travel shave. Get up, get moving, get out. And then we'll keep rolling. Like I got a phone call there, but they'll just have to wait a few minutes. Alrighty, so I'm going to go finish up and get Scoot out of here and go have some good breakfast at the Golden Corral. Hadn't eaten breakfast at the Golden Corral, but we're going to go do that. And it should be a really good morning. I hope you have a good day wherever you are. And happy shaves to you.